Now, yeah. I was just messing around with the voices, but I'll stay away from that. All right. Cool. Let's kick it off. Thank you for the group of people that are here. Checking you can hear me all right? All right. So I guess the main one was giving a little bit of an update of what went on with the Digital Asset Business Council event that I was at. I drove up there on Sunday, and it was in Ottawa. I won't bore you with too many details, but it was quite a pleasant drive up there. Never been to Ottawa, the capital of Canada. Obviously, it was held in Ottawa because the government is based there, and the people that were organising this conference are a law firm called Fasken. Fasken are one of the biggest law firms in the country, and I think globally too. And one of the reasons they're heading it up is they do quite a bit of work in Canada for some Bitcoin mining companies. Obviously, Canada, as I learned at the conference, has got a huge supply of energy that can be used in Bitcoin mining, and Canada's kind of going through this phase at the minute where, the government isn't as supportive of Bitcoin and digital assets and blockchain, as the rest of the world. And Fasken, as a law firm, had been working on some things for their clients and had got to the point where, the government weren't really recognizing Bitcoin mining as, any sort of commerce or business. And what Fasken did was they kind of lobbied for, to recognize Bitcoin mining and to subsequently be able to allow these companies to claim tax credits on all of this money that they were investing into the infrastructure for the country. So a big theme for the day was very much around Bitcoin mining. But what was very, very special about this conference that I wanted to share with you was, I've been to a lot of them. I've been to Bitcoin, I've been to Permissionless, I've been to Consensus, I've been to ones in Toronto, I've been to Money 2020. And, bigger doesn't always necessarily mean better. This was the inaugural conference. It was in a small room in a building next to the governmental buildings, and it was packed full of, very senior level executives. And one of the main highlights was that there were government representatives from the Canadian government in there. So a fantastic opportunity to be able to, speak directly with government and really lobby and pitch for blockchain and what it can do for the industry. So yeah, met an incredible group of people. I was very lucky to sit on a panel with the CEO of Coinbase Canada, Lucas, and I got quite a good opportunity to speak to him and talk about everything that Metallicus is doing as a company, which was really, really good. And then in addition to that, was able to meet with the chief mining officer of Bitfarms. Bitfarms is one of the biggest Bitcoin mining companies in the industry. They account for, I think he said around 1.5% of the entire network, Bitcoin network, which was fascinating, and made good friends with him. Met a few prospects as well for Metal Blockchain, for potential interest in the Banking Innovation Program as well, and not just in banking too. It was really cool to see Desjardins, which is one of the biggest insurance companies in Canada there as well, and they're looking into blockchain and digital assets. And then met a few devs. There was a guy called Nazim who is building a really cool platform on Polygon at the minute, which is focused on creators and royalties. Very, very good. Check it out. It's called remix.xyz, remx.xyz. And I spoke to him at length about coming onto the XPR network, along with a sports and metaverse platform, which was quite cool. A guy called JY who told me he used to report into Bill Gates, which I thought was absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah, so overall, a very, very positive conference. I got the opportunity, I think the biggest highlight for the XPR network was the proposal we just got across the line. But we had XPR network front and center. I've got some pictures that I can pop up of that. But I did get to present on stage about the use case that we're building for the Digital Asset Business Council. So to give you an idea of what that is, it is going to be the DigitalABC's website. It's going to be complete with a WebAuth login into their website. And as part of the work from the conference, the Canadian Revenue Agency, the CRA, put together a report on this work they did for the Bitcoin mining piece. And this inaugural response from the Bitcoin, from the CRA, is going to be the first document which is going to be hosted on-chain on the XPR network, gated with a WebAuth wallet login. So I announced that on stage. The Lucas from Coinbase absolutely loved it. I guess, they could have done that on Base, but we're doing it on XPR network, which is a big win. Everyone that was at the conference in attendance is going to get an NFT, which will grant them access to that documentation. So we are no doubt going to have Canadian government officials using the WebAuth wallet to log in and access this document. And, this is very much just a framework of what we're going to build with them. It's not a big focus for Metallicus, but we were really happy to facilitate the connection between Connor, the developer, and the Digital Asset Business Council. And they are now looking into, continually develop this platform, get more documentation on chain. They want to become a DAO as well. So they want this not-for-profit to be able to vote on decisions of what the Digital Asset Business Council does, and so forth. So yeah, overall, a fantastic event. I've got Mimi requesting to speak. I'll give you access. Any thoughts on that?
Cool. I was just talking about the sun, the rain, and the stars in the mountain. What you doing? First of all, I want to say hello. Hello to everyone.
Hi.
Hi, Will.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Are you part of the SPR community?
I'm not part of anything. I'm just myself.
Okay.
I would donate. What are you talking about? Are you going to make my life better? Or?
We are just giving a bit of an update on some of the work that we did with a governmental organization in Canada and building on blockchain. So thanks for joining us. I am going to keep chatting on and give this crew a bit of an update of what we're up to, but thanks for popping up. All right. So huge success. The proposal has just passed, which is really exciting. Connor is well underway with building out that use case. And I think what's really interesting about the use case is that it is, it's not just for the Digital Asset Business Council. It's really going to pave the way for, future platforms to hold documentation on chain. So I think obviously the first iteration is going to be those guys, and then we can go beyond that. So it's a development from the WordPress plugin that was originally worked on. And then Connor's working on some server-side logic to make sure that, you can access it only if you hold the NFT. So what else? I wanted to talk about Harvard. We caught up with the team from Harvard yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. They are probably about 80% through the work that they've done. Very exciting. They sent out all of the research that they were doing on the paper to the entire Harvard University network. And they've had over 500 students respond. They did their own paid incentives. So we've really got an incredible sample size of data coming back from obviously some highly intelligent and informed students. And I think what's going to be super valuable is, obviously all of the data that we're going to be able to take from that, whether it be demographic profiling, whether it be, ideas on how we can tweak messaging for the XPR network, for Webble, for MetalPay, for everything, to really continue to grow the ecosystem. So delighted that that's come back super strong. They have also, I'm sure if you saw in the link, we'll probably get that retweeted again from the XPR network account, but there is a link. They are looking for around 15 participants to be a part of their interview process for the research paper that they're doing. So, if you want to be part of a really cool Harvard University report on blockchain, and specifically the XPR network, then I would highly recommend filling out that form. Shouldn't take too much of your time, 10 to 15 minutes. It is via video. I'm sure there are a few people in the crowd that I'd love to see involved with that, so fill it out. From that, they will then do a presentation of their research and findings, which is generally on the broader adoption of blockchain and digital finance within all industries, and they're going to present back to us. And then we will have that co-authored report from the Harvard the Harvard Behavioral Strategy Group will be publishing that, and they've got a big feature in there as well, which they're working on around decentralized governance and funding proposals through community voting and grant pools. So yeah, very, very positive to come out of that. Unfortunately, not too much to update on the CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko front. Things are moving a little slowly on that, but we are in contact with them on a frequent basis to get that over the line. But as it stands, all of those proposals are still moving forwards. Metallicus to be listed on CoinMarketCap via their priority service, and then CoinGecko, the advertising proposal. The brief has been passed off to their video team, and they're working on some stuff now. So yeah, overall, very, very busy week. We have got a lot of very interesting things coming out in the next few weeks. There's a TV interview happening that I can't talk too much about yet, but I'm hoping to find out that I can pre-promote it so everyone can tune in live for that. It's going to be Marshall on a big tier 1 title, which is super exciting. And then, yeah, kind of got quite a lot in the works across the broader ecosystem. So thanks for passing by. Does anyone have any questions? Pop your hand up. I can invite you up if you want to chat. Not too much. Paul, did you want to say anything, or I'm sure you're grinding away somewhere? Yeah, loud and clear. Yeah, I think it's a cracking proposal. I saw a couple of things that, I'd probably like to address myself. I think some chatter around it being similar to an existing integration that we have, but that is not factual at all. I think the entire network is very multifaceted. And I think, a lot of these integrations, some of them don't even exist yet, right? So I think the POS system from a WebAuth standpoint, as I know, we're doing further development work on WebAuth, right? About that interoperability with like other things that will be built on chain, right? So, checking out is one thing, but then could reward points be like the next step of this? And I guess a really good way of what I was trying to explain, when I was reporting back to some of the team at Metallicus about my time at the conference this weekend just gone. And what I found from all of these people building is that, I like to think of it as the internet, and probably 90, I don't know, I guess the number's like 95% of people on planet Earth are on the internet. And really, blockchain is the next layer of the internet. And I think to onboard everyone in the world and everyone to come on chain, it's not just feasible for sort of, one narrative of just build on chain, build this, build that to get everyone there. People almost have to step into all of these different crevices and industries and niches all over the board to be able to bring everyone, onto the blockchain. And I think, things like these proposals that are building real world use cases is not just about it's not just about the cost of the proposal being whatever, $20,000, let's build this. You've got to look at it from the network effect of, okay, well, we now have a WebAuth integration for retail. What can the next person do with that, right? The Digital Asset Business Council are now storing documents on chain for the Canadian government with WebAuth wallet access. Who is the next person to run with that? Like, do we find a contact in the US that we're working with to take it further? So, it's really about interoperability. And I think all the chats that you and I have, Paul, is like, what can we build next? What is most viable for the network and where does it fit? So, yeah, good one. I haven't voted on it yet, but I will. Excited. You that have just joined gave a bit of an update of what went down this weekend, but overall huge success. Connor has made his way through starting the development for the platform, which the Digital Asset Business Council are going to use, complete with WebAuth login. We're finding a way to store documentation on chain securely. And, as part of that, the TLDR will hopefully see Canadian government employees using our technology to access some reports and watch what that grows into. So yeah, great week. We've got some good stuff coming next week. I just got approval there that we can pre-promote this TV segment that's going to be airing live. So keep your eyes on all of our social channels in the immediate term. And yeah, keep supporting. Thanks for being a part of it and joining today. And yeah, I'll speak to you next week. Thank you all. All right.